Hi there, and welcome to Limitlyss with your host, Alyssa Simpson. That's me! I am a mindset and manifestation coach, but you can just call me your personal giggling goddess of manifestation. I use my woo-adjacent approach to turn women into the poster children for lucky girl syndrome. And since you've tuned in today, I have a feeling you're ready to become a poster child real soon too. So now that you're here, it's time to sit back, relax, and learn how to become limitless. If you haven't heard, I am starting a movement. And if you're someone who is craving a community of magnetic besties, daily and weekly mindset trainings, monthly live hot seat coaching sessions with yours truly, the ability to bring your vision board to life, a mind that makes you abundant as fuck, options to see personalized success, because y'all know that I do not do cookie cutter around here, then I want to personally welcome you to the promised land because, my friend, you have made it. Inside of the magnetic membership, you can expect to finally be part of a community that sets you up for abundance, success, and magnetism. I'm talking about thinking of your vision board and then snapping your fingers and having it come to you in the most effective and efficient way. You know that there are people in your life who just seem to attract all of the opportunities, all of the money, all of the success, and you've been putting in the work with little to nothing to show for it. As someone who's been there, like I've told y'all before, I know how frustrating it is to see success in literally every corner but your own. But I won't let you allow that to be your normal anymore. The women in my world become magnetic as fuck. And when I say magnetic as fuck, I'm talking about winning $400 on a Super Bowl bet that they didn't even place. Or getting approved for a 0% loan to consolidate $20,000 worth of credit card debt. Or signing their biggest client yet in the 5-figure mark. These are the kinds of things that are possible for you too if you just allow your mind and your body and your energy to start being in total alignment with where you actually want to go. And these type of results don't just happen by chance. It happens because when you choose to put yourself in the proximity of someone who holds the right amount of space for you, me, there is no other option but for this to happen. And even better, if I'm being brutally honest, I've created this movement so that you can finally have a place to call home. So you can finally have a place where you feel allowed to come back home to yourself. And this is just the perfect amount of work that you can do on and with and for yourself without letting you feel that burnt out feeling from a self-help hangover, all while you have me by your side. The movement that I have a mission towards creating is going to be one where we allow each other and the women in our world to break up with feeling anxious, sad, depressed, broke, no self-worth, no type of confidence, because when you are in total alignment, which is what you're going to be able to do inside of this membership, is to get back into alignment in order to become magnetic as fuck. You start to see the changes that you have been dreaming of. I'm talking about unexpected money flowing to you, waking up and feeling lit up about the work that it is you do, falling in love with yourself again, and being able to truly step into your authentic self without people pleasing, comparing, or waiting on someone else's approval. And you can join this membership today. Doors are open. So please come join us. There is plenty of room at this table for you, and I can't wait to see you on the inside. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Limitlyss, y'all. How are we feeling? How the hell are we feeling? How are we doing? I want to know all the things. As I promised in last week's episode, I did mention how I would get into the whole being able to manifest things outside of work. And that's what we're going to talk about today. It has been such a whirlwind for me with unlearning specific beliefs that I have and applying new ones that are more aligned. But it's like that with everything. Like there isn't a single one of my clients who we don't really go in and surgically remove all of the old programming and replace it with things that are more in alignment. And for me specifically, I didn't know that this belief that was in alignment for me was meant for me, if that makes sense, because I still had the belief, specifically when it comes to entrepreneurship, like that I should be earning six figures in my business to have a successful business, right? And although my business doesn't generate six figures, I still attract six figures in my life. And that was not okay with me. Like I told you, I would shake my fists at the universe. Like, what in the actual fuck is going on? Like, why? Like, thank you so much for this blessing and this abundance. But I needed to come through this avenue. And do you know how stupid that sounds? Like, do you know how asinine that sounds? And you know how rude that sounds too? Because a gift is a gift, right? Like what you receive is what you receive. It doesn't matter how it comes to you or who brings it to you. Like it is what it is, right? If it's like a stranger gifting you a brand new blacked out Range Rover and it didn't come from your spouse, are you really going to be pissed off about it? Depending on the relationship you have with your spouse, maybe. But that needs to be addressed between the relationship you have with your spouse. And that's how I feel with me and the universe. Did feel with me and the universe was that, hey, I appreciate that you're delivering these things to me, but I need it to come through here, or else it doesn't make me feel very good. And the reason it didn't make me feel very good was because I had this belief that to be a successful business owner, my business had to be the thing generating this money. Receiving this money had to come through my business. Attracting this money had to come through my business, or else it meant that I'm a shit business owner. And that's not true. It's not true for many different reasons, because especially what I teach, right? Like I teach you and all of my clients that you are more powerful than you give yourself credit for. And you have not been taught how to tap into your power. And when you can tap into your power, that is when the unexpected, beautiful things come into your life. It doesn't matter where or how or when they come to you. What matters is that they're there, right? Like, I don't care how my mini cows Pearl and Petunia come to me. I just know that they're going to. And I just know that when they do, it's going to be so incredible and so cute. And y'all are going to see so many pictures and videos of them, right? I don't know how my business is going to look in the next 10 years, but I know I'm going to be doing something that makes me feel lit the fuck up and creates impact and goes forward with my movement and my mission, right? I don't need to know all the details. Honestly, the less you know, the better. Like the more ignorance is bliss, right? We don't have to be in control of every single thing. And that was so hard for me to learn because I am a control freak. Okay. Like I like to make sure that I'm sorry, I'm not a control freak. We don't talk about ourselves like that. Alyssa, no, that was Anita coming through. I am a recovering control freak. I was a control freak and now that no longer aligns with me. And being someone who used to be a control freak, that took a lot of discipline when it came to my beliefs. I really had to let go and surrender that what I desire was going to come to me regardless, that I was going to be taken care of, and the things that I wanted to attract were coming to me regardless. That is the hardest part that I find for so many women that I work with of releasing that control. And every time we boil down to the root of why that is an issue, there's some kind of abandonment there, right? For me, I my parents were older when they had me. My mom was 38 when she had me. My dad was in his early 40s. And my brother is 9 years older than I am. And I was an accident baby. If my dad were here and he heard me say that, he would say, Alyssa, no, you weren't. You were a blessing. That's what he always said when I would say that to him. But quite frankly, they were done raising kids. They got me to a point where I was self-sufficient enough to where they could enjoy their life without having young children. So I naturally had to really form an independency at a young age. You know, my brother's 9 years older than me, so he was out of the house when I was like in second grade. So I really didn't grow up with the sibling aspect, even though I had a sibling, but I really had to lean into my independency. And I think not only is that, it's also in my natal birth chart. Like, independency is a very big factor because some planet is in some house doing something in there. But I've had my birth chart read multiple times and it always talks about just I thrive in independency. So not only was it something that I experienced as a kid, but like it's written in the stars for me. Like, independency is a thing for me. And with that, like when I think back to, okay, well, but again, where does this like abandonment feeling come from? Also, I grew up when 9/11 happened when I was in second grade. Elizabeth Smart got snatched from her house and it was on every single TV. The John Benet Ramsey case had just happened. So it's like, you know, the whole like you could get snatched up and taken away is a very real thing. And whenever I watch old home videos of me, specifically there's one where we're in Vegas. Again, I'm like 8 or 9 years old in Vegas with my parents. We were there for my brother's basketball tournament, but still, like, why is a child walking around in Vegas? Like, it's just, you know, they were done, man. They wanted to party, rightfully so. But there's multiple times throughout this video of us in Vegas where I get not separated, like where I'm super far away from my parents, but I'm far enough away for it to scare me. And you can hear me and see me in these videos turning to them and being like, ah, Mom, like, what? I couldn't find you. Where were you? And my mom's holding the camera and she's like, I was right here, babe. Like, you're good. I was right here, you know, but I was freaking out. And I would tell my daycare people, because my parents dropped me off at daycare early in the mornings, and daycare was the one that took me to school. And I would tell the people who drove the bus to my school, my daycare people, like, please make sure that I'm on this bus whenever you pick everybody up. Please don't leave me here at school. Like, please make sure you get me on this bus and back to the daycare so my parents can pick me up. Like, I was fucking terrified of being left behind, or I don't know, like CPS taking me. I don't really know. Someone snatching my ass up. I was terrified. But also in the same sense, like I had this need and this desire for like independency. Very strange, very strange. We are still unpacking all of this personally, so you might hear me talk about this again. But what I will say is that whole like abandonment thing played a role in me wanting to have total and full control over all my shit. That from childhood. And then whenever my dad got hit by that car and was in, you know, a coma essentially for months and months and months, my mom had no idea what bill got paid when or where or how. She was so out of the loop with the financials in our home. And watching her go through that, I made the decision right then and there, like, absolutely not. Like, I'm going to be the one in control over all my shit at all times. Everything will be in my name. Everything is going to get paid by me. Everything is going to be handled by me. And that was what? 9 years ago, 8 years ago. And it's weird because the season, it's not weird. It's not, I take that word back. It's interesting because the season that I'm in right now, I am so in my feminine energy of like leaning back and allowing others to take care of me. Others meaning the universe, my husband, friends, family. Like, I don't feel the need to be the one running the show like I did. And that has to do with learning how to trust and surrender. And because I have learned to trust and surrender and not worry about the how, not worry about the when, I am able to attract so much abundance and prosperity outside of my business because I simply just hold the belief and the feeling that regardless, I'm being taken care of. And that is an energy, right? That is a straight up energy that you have to embody in order for this to happen to you. And anytime that I talk to my clients, I have a client specifically who I'm working with right now, and she is, I don't want to say she's in the same boat, but she has a very similar childhood where there was a lot of like opportunity for her to just be independent, not by choice, and essentially being a latchkey kid, and how that's kind of molded her into the woman that she is today, and how she's really wanting to lean back into her feminine and release all of the need and the obsessive want to be in control, and also learning how to allow others to provide for you. It's interesting though, because I'm saying it's interesting because I'm literally thinking about all the conversations that I've had with y'all in the past and how I tell you guys, like, you got to fill your own cup first. You got to take care of you. Ain't nobody gonna, and that is like, I still do hold that sense, but in very normal, basic black and white terms. Like, no one is going to move your body for you. So get up and move your body. No one is going to drink a gallon of water every day for you. So drink a gallon of water every day. No one is going to be on top of checking in with your body to see if it needs rest or if it, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean by filling your cup and making sure that you're taken care of in order for you to take care of others and provide for others and be of service to others. But also, like, you gotta lean back. You gotta take that masculine shield off. And we are not taught that as business owners, women business owners, because the entrepreneurial world is very male dominant. And this is not me talking about burn the patriarchy, fuck the patriarchy. I don't subscribe to that at all. I'm not a feminist. I don't categorize myself as that. So that's not me saying this at all. I'm just stating a fact. And the way that a lot of entrepreneurship models are built to cater towards masculine energy, right? And lots of women CEOs who are successful, who maybe you even know and you look up to, they delegate a lot of the masculine tasks to other people who are very well in the masculine energy so they can be more in their feminine energy. So they can really be the creative. They can really be the visionary. They can really be the nurturer, like all the things that naturally come with being a woman. They allow that to be there by handing off the things that they know are what's keeping them back. And as someone who has done it as a one-woman show and who has done it with team members and who has done it with, like releasing the control, I operate so much better with a team. I operate so much better when I can literally just do this, where I can let Zaddy Universe flow through me to you and like really just channel the messages that I'm trying to get to you, and someone else handles all the other stuff, right? Like someone else who their zone of genius is the tech stuff or the editing stuff or the analytics stuff, like all the things that I could literally give a fuck less about, but I know are important. Like I know it's important, but I am so much more paying attention to, okay, how can I lean into my energy this month? How can I lean into trusting and surrendering? How can I give my nervous system an opportunity to let someone else provide what I'm like the solution that I'm looking for? And every time that happens for me, every single time I step into that and really, fully, truly get back to, I don't give a fuck about the how, I don't give a fuck about the when, I'm going to just focus on what it is that I'm trying to bring to fruition. It gets brought to fruition every single time in the most unexpected ways. Just this past week, I had an event that I was doing, and it was going to be I decided for myself, because I was under the impression that this was just going to be a free event that I was doing. I made the intention that this was going to be my last free event that I'm doing moving forward. I spent a lot of 2024 doing a lot of events, and 80% of them were free, and I was just doing it to kind of really immerse myself in the speaking event world. Some of them were paid, most of them were free. And the one that I just did, I told myself, like, or set the intention of this being the last free one that I'm doing. Like, I'm going to be compensated for all of my speaking events that I do moving forward, both in person and virtually. I did the event, and the next morning I had an email, unexpected, of an invoice, like at the woman that I did the event for, asking for my invoice so she could pay me. I wasn't expecting it at all. But that money that was paid to me from that speaking event put me at my desired income goal for the month. These things don't just happen for coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. I know that everything is connected, everything all meshes well together in this beautiful universe. And because I had set that intention, and because I have been really working on my belief system around compensation and my business and where I want it to be moving forward, I believe that is exactly why that happened for me. Okay? And here's the thing, I didn't have any expectation. I was just really holding on to the energy of being excited to be in a virtual room full of women that I haven't met, where I get to really showcase my zone of genius and hopefully elevate them so much to where they leave that virtual event and they feel lit the fuck up and inspired and empowered. That was my intention going into it, right? And I wasn't even thinking about being compensated. I had just told myself, like, this is the last one that I'm doing for free for the foreseeable future. Things don't have to make sense. And because of society, we are conditioned to believe that things have to make the most logical, analytical sense possible for it to be okay. Logically, it does not make any sense how I am earning six figures and 20% of it is coming from my business. That math might be wrong. I'm horrible at math. I might even just be pulling numbers out of my ass at this point, but it doesn't make sense logically. And I know that people listening to this, maybe you're one of them, are going to be like, okay, Alyssa, but how the fuck? Like, where is this money coming from? How are you attracting it? It has nothing to do with your business. And that doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter. Whether it's an unexpected check in the mail, whether it's being gifted money, whether it is literally, doesn't really matter. If someone showed up on my doorstep with a check, or if I want a scratch off, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter how. It just matters that I'm so disconnected from the how and the when that I am being very intentional and mindful with what it is that I desire. And leaving the rest up to Zaddy Universe, because I'm going to be delivered exactly what it is I desire, as long as it is something that I, truly do desire. I'm not desiring it because someone told me I need to desire it. And number 3, I'm being honest with myself about, am I really allowing, like, universal intelligence to provide for me? Yeah, I am. And I want you to maybe see how you can also channel this energy going into the rest of 2025. And I'm not saying, if you're a business owner, to fuck off in your business, to give up all of your tasks, to burn your business to the ground. Do whatever you gotta do. Do what you think is going to work best. But stop holding on to how things are going to happen for you, because things happen in the most beautiful ways when you allow yourself to lean into trusting and surrendering that it's going to work out in the most beautiful ways. And if this is something that you are struggling with, if this is something that you are really like, I could never release control, that is something that I don't think is in my DNA, then you have got to get inside of my containers. You have got to be surrounded not only by me, but like-minded women who are also on the same path of learning how to become master manifestors, to really start just holding the vision of what it is you desire and learning how to release the control and the people pleasing and the comparison, and allowing yourself to truly heal from the shit that is blocking you from attracting total and absolute abundance. Okay? Check out the links in my show notes. join the Magnetic Movement membership, inquire with me about working together one-on-one, and let's do the damn thing. I love you. Bye. Thank you for tuning in today. Your support is so appreciated, and I would love to hear your feedback on this episode. Make sure to leave a review, and when you screenshot this and share it with your friends, that you're tagging me on Instagram at _Alyssa Simpson X. I'll see you next week. Bye!